Bundesliga predictions for Samstag to Sonntag matches or Saturday to Sunday matches of this Bundesliga match day. And the first of the matches for prediction, Werder Bremen v Borussia Mönchengladbach. And yeah, Werder Bremen had maybe had their best matches for the season, but then won 2-0 away to Bayer Leverkusen on the last match day for maybe Werder Bremen's best win potentially this season, maybe. But Borussia Mönchengladbach, yeah, one of the teams for a European spot and around a competitive team utilised, and as well as points at home, they're having an amount of points away as well. And I'll say a competitive match, but I'll say Borussia Mönchengladbach for a 2-1 away win over the match, maybe. And then Augsburg v Wolfsburg, and yeah, Augsburg are competitive team utilising, and yeah, they've had the amount of wins and draws, and yes, Borussia Dortmund not utilised enough on the last match day, but Augsburg still played all right enough as a team in that match and utilised and game managed for a 1-0 away win for them. Wolfsburg, yeah, the competitive team utilised some amount of results. Augsburg at home, but I'll say a 1-1 draw for this one. And next one, Mainz v Freiburg. Yeah, two competitive teams that utilise, but Mainz have points away a bit of the season's mainly, as well as mainly points at home. Freiburg are mainly points home. With Mainz at home for this one rather than Freiburg, I'll say a 2-0 win for Mainz. And the next one, Union Berlin v Bayern Munich. Well, Union Berlin just had a good win on the match day for one of their results of the season, winning 2-1 away to Frankfurt from losing 1 at half time to winning 2-1. And yeah, they played all right enough as a team and utilised and game managed that all right enough. And yeah, a good win for them there. And that may be close 2 points another season, the Bundesliga after that win for Union Berlin. Bayern Munich lost on the last match day in the league, but won 5-0 on Aggregate by Leverkusen in the Champions League. Yeah, Bayern Munich are outscoring enough teams to probably win the league for this season and utilise enough home match and outscore enough teams. So, and I'll say a 2-1 win for Bayern Munich over match competitive, but I'll say Bayern Munich win over the match 2-1. And then Beth RB's match, Borussia Dortmund away to RB Leipzig. And yeah, this is 50-50 for this one. Like, this is match day, just pre-international break, this bit of football. But yeah, like RB Leipzig are 4 points higher than Borussia Dortmund, but they've not won for 3 matches or so in the league, and they're not utilising over as many matches. And yes, like they have talented players utilised for a result over the match, potentially with the Louis Openders, the Benjamin Seskos, and the Xavi Simons, and that's not to be underrated. But yeah, they've not won for 3 matches or so. Borussia Dortmund, yes, not utilised enough, not the best last match day, losing to Augsburg in the Bundesliga, but they'd won 2 in a row pre that, winning 6-0 to Union Berlin, utilising over match, scoring 6, Pascal Gross assisting 4, and Sergio Guirassy scoring 4, and then won 2-0 away to St. Pauli. Utilising game managing, Sergio Guirassy and Karim Adeyemi scored the 2 in that match for a 2-0 win in a potentially competitive away match. And yeah, Borussia Dortmund having a big Champions League, big Cultural Cup quarterfinal to play the Barcelona after Niko Kovac and the team have won over 2 matches, utilising game managing all right enough, and for 2 rounds over 2 matches for Sporting Lisbon and Lille, and with maybe furthest predicted for the Champions League with a big Cultural Cup quarterfinal to play the Barcelona Champions League. That may help a bit for this run of matches in the league, maybe, albeit it is the other teams for European spots as well as the Klassiker away to Bayern Munich. Like, yeah, Borussia Dortmund, like, the last 3 matches, this team for his match, RB Leipzig, they've drawn 2 and lost 1. Borussia Dortmund have won 2 and lost 1, but Borussia Dortmund still had 2 wins of the last 3 league matches. And yeah, I'll say maybe the match is level at like 1-1 or something after 60 minutes of this one. Then I rate Borussia Dortmund's chances of maybe a win. So I'll say a 2-1 win for Beth RB. I'll say RB Leipzig 1, Borussia Dortmund 2. Competitive enough chance and level like after 60 minutes or so. Then I rate Borussia Dortmund's chances maybe from there. So I'll say 2-1 Borussia Dortmund. And then the next one, Bochum v Frankfurt. Well, Frankfurt into the quarterfinals of the Europa League all right enough, 6-2 on aggregate v Ajax. And I'd say they have a competitive chance of a European final Europa League this season. Like they're utilising game management out Frankfurt, and I'll still say they'll maintain points and finish third in the league this season, and they'll be in the Champions League next season. And in Europa League, like they have Spurs in the quarterfinals. Yes, they have the first leg away, but like the things that like Borussia Dortmund like are rebuilding from Sahin as manager in the season, and Niko Kovac has put in more squad management, game management, as well as more set without the ball, as well as to be utilising enough with the ball. And like with 3 of those things, that's 3 of those things that Spurs have not with their style of play type manager, but maybe a bit too over-attacking. So I'd say Frankfurt have a chance of picking off Spurs in the quarterfinals. That they may have a potentially competitive semi-final be Lazio, but it'd still be a competitive chance of a final maybe. As for this next one, the league, Bochum v Frankfurt. Yeah, Bochum competitive at home. Like, yes, they'll be competing for enough points for another season in the Bundesliga. And yeah, with Bochum at home and a competitive away match, I'll say a 1-1 draw. Heidenheim v Holstein Kiel. Well, this is 2 teams competing for points for another season, the Bundesliga in one match. Heidenheim, yeah, they've had a rise from regional to Bundesliga, and yeah, one season to have like last season, after one season after their first season in the Bundesliga after promotion to be in European competition right after that, quite something. And yeah, like they'll have 9 out of 10 matches, close matches. Heidenheim, they're a competitive team. The only thing is with them, I'm not sure if they have enough goals this season. If they'll run out on matches, that's the only thing. But they'll have competitive matches. I'm just not quite sure that they quite have enough goals and points for this season for another season in the Bundesliga. As for Holstein Kiel, well, they've had amount of points in bits of the season, and like out of the teams sort of competing for another season in the Bundesliga, they score an amount of goals. Like they score just that bit more than Heidenheim, but with Heidenheim at home for this one, I'll say a 1-1 draw. And then Stuttgart v Bayer Leverkusen. Yeah, 2 of the most talented managers of the league and of German football in Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen and Sebastian Hoeneß of Stuttgart, and they're well coached. Bayer Leverkusen, I'd say, yeah, Bayer Leverkusen have not lost 3 in a row in all competitions for a bit, so like it's not that they lost to Bayern Munich in the Champions League. It's more that maybe Xabi for the first 2 matches with Bayern Munich after winning 6 in a row in all competitions with them, just not quite tactically had it spot on for those 2 matches, and they lost 5-0 in aggregate, and as well lost 2-0 home to Werder Bremen on the last Bundesliga match day. And yeah, and Stuttgart are well coached with Sebastian Hoeneß. Like, still rate Xabi Alonso as a coach / manager, but yeah, Bayer Leverkusen, yeah, they've not lost 3 in a row in all competitions for a bit, and they have a DFB Pokal semi-final to play away to Arminia Bielefeld, and yes, they have, as Stuttgart have at home to RB Leipzig in that competition, and yeah, Bayer Leverkusen, they have an amount of matches to pick up pre in the league pre the DFB Pokal semi-final, and yeah, they'll be top 2, and yeah, and still have a chance to win a DFB Pokal if 2 all right enough matches utilised over the match and maybe game management to win a trophy DFB Pokal. So they still have a chance of another trophy this season by Leverkusen, maybe, but maybe a bit rather to pick up after 3 losses in a row in all competitions. And Stuttgart at home. Yeah, Stuttgart and Bayer Leverkusen have had competitive matches. Yeah, I'll say Bayer Leverkusen draw this one rather than win. So I'll say a 2-2 draw, but maybe quite a match this one. And yes, that's Bundesliga predictions for Samstag to Sonntag or Saturday to Sunday matches of this Bundesliga match day.